Here's another edition of Looking Back at Hockey History on OSC Sports Network. I'm KP Wee. After Scott Darling's 42-save relief effort on Wednesday in Chicago's 4-3 double overtime victory over the Nashville Predators, Blackhawks head coach Joel Quenneville said that Darling's play was, quote, one of the greatest relief performances you're going to see, unquote, given the magnitude of the game. You can't argue with that. The Blackhawks were down 3-0 when Darling, who had played only 14 NHL games, came off the bench to make his postseason debut. He stopped all 42 shots he faced. The Hawks scored 3 times in the second period to tie it, and then Duncan Keith won it 8 minutes into the second overtime for Chicago. If not for Darling's play pitching a shutout, so to speak, after coming in, the Blackhawks would have lost that game. But Quenneville's quote about Darling's play being one of the greatest relief performances you're going to see given the magnitude of the game got me thinking back to the 1996 first-round series between Pittsburgh and Washington. The Capitals won the first 2 games in Pittsburgh before the Penguins won Game 3 to cut the series deficit to 2-1. Game 4 of that series at US Air Arena was the pivotal contest. Whoever won that one would have momentum going into Game 5 back in Washington. Now, in goal for Pittsburgh was the 2-time Stanley Cup winner Tom Barrasso, but he left after the first period with muscle spasms, with the score 1-0 in favor of Washington. Now, in came veteran backup Ken Reggett, who gave up a power play goal early in the second period as Washington went up 2-0. Okay, now, Reggett wasn't a rookie at that point. He was, in fact, a 13-year veteran and was even the starter the year before in Pittsburgh when Barrasso was injured for most of the season. And Reggett also gave up a goal to put Pittsburgh down 2-0. But he was coming into the game cold, having not played in the game in 14 days. Now, after giving up that goal to the Capitals' Peter Bondra, Reggett then shut the door the rest of the night and the next morning as well. Because what happened was the Penguins tied the score at 2-2 and the contest went into overtime. Now, nobody scored in this first sudden death period, and then in the second overtime, the Capitals' Joey Juneau was awarded a penalty shot. But Reggett stopped Juneau on that penalty shot attempt, and the game went on until Peter Nedved scored in the final minute of the fourth overtime period for Pittsburgh in the early morning, tying that series at 2 games apiece. And Reggett, appearing in his first game in 2 weeks, made 53 saves in nearly 6 full periods to help the Penguins to the victory. And Mario Lemieux, the Penguins superstar, was ejected from the game in the second period for instigating a fight. So you would think the Capitals would get a lift out of that and go on to win the game and go up 3-1 in the series. But Reggett's 53 saves in relief prevented that from happening. He then stopped 39 more shots in Game 5 and 35 more in Game 6, as the Penguins won both of those contests to eliminate Washington for the 4th time in 6 years. So Scott Darling's relief performance for Chicago on Wednesday was amazing, definitely, and it'll rank up there as one of the greatest relief efforts you see. It also allowed us to think back to some other great relief performances, and Ken Reggett's play in the 1996 series for Pittsburgh against Washington surely was a great one too, given the magnitude of that particular game. No, it wasn't a perfect relief effort, and he wasn't a rookie making his first appearance in the playoffs, but it was definitely a great performance as well, one that turned the series around for the Penguins. That's our look back at hockey history here on OSC Sports Network. We'll talk to you again next time.